The Golden State Warriors dynasty is over. Now don't get it twisted. What I mean by this is that Draymond Green may be heading out of Golden State Warriors due to him wanting to sign a max contract extension. Now I did a poll on my YouTube whether you guys think Draymond Green should get a max contract, and a majority of you said no. Now Golden State Warriors aren't looking to actually sign him, so in today's video we're going to be going through 5 trade possibilities for Draymond Green to make Golden State Warriors better and have them win another NBA championship. So this may be the last season we ever see of Draymond, Steph, and Klay all together. So make sure you like this video, and if you want more Golden State Warriors content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hitting that red button down below. Guys, 98% of you are still not subscribed, so it'd mean the world if you could subscribe to the channel. But let's get into the first trade idea, and that is trading Draymond Green for John Collins. Now this would be a straight switch, and I see this as a pretty good idea. One of the reasons why I think Golden State Warriors aren't really interested on signing Draymond Green to a max contract extension is that Draymond Green is getting older by the day. John Collins, he's still very young, and I think trading for a younger power forward such as John Collins, who's also very athletic, is honestly a really good look. It would add more depth to that Golden State Warriors team and add more athleticism, with Andrew Wiggins along with Kevon Looney. Now John Collins actually last season averaged pretty good numbers. He averaged 16.2 points a game, 7.8 rebounds, 1.8 assists. So pretty good. He did play 53 games, so it wasn't too many. He didn't play the whole season, but I think he did a really good job. I think John Collins, he does still have a lot to work on, but when it comes to him playing that power forward position, getting rebounds, being able to dominate on the inside, he already has all those different things. Where I think he really does need to improve in order to match what Draymond Green has done for Golden State Warriors is his playmaking ability. And losing someone like Draymond, I gotta admit, it will be very tough because he is really high IQ player and has great playmaking abilities. So if John Collins can definitely add that to his game, I think that can make the Golden State Warriors even better, having a younger version of Draymond Green. So I don't want to take any disrespect away from Draymond Green for what he has done for this team, but by the looks of it, it does look like they need to get someone younger, which is why the reason they aren't looking to sign Draymond Green to that contract extension. So trade idea number 2 is Draymond Green being traded to the LA Clippers for Ivica Zubac and also Marcus Morris Sr. Now I see this as a pretty good trade, I'm not going to lie. Now I did hear if Golden State Warriors were to make this trade, they would have to give up a couple of first round, maybe second round picks, because Zubac and Marcus Morris Sr. are some pretty good players. But Zubac this year actually had some pretty good stats. He averaged 10 points and actually had 8.5 rebounds and 1.6 assists. Marcus Morris, on the other hand, actually played really well with 15 points per game and actually averaged 4.4 rebounds and 2.1 assists as well. So they do put up some pretty good numbers. It isn't MVP or NBA superstar type numbers, but I think they are really great players, and to get 2 great players besides one having in Draymond Green, I think is a very big plus. Marcus Morris Sr., I've always seen him play really well and very consistent for a team such as LA Clippers, and what I like most about Marcus Morris is that he's got that 3-point shot as well. So I can definitely play with the Golden State Warriors system. It can really serve them well. With Zubac, I think it would be great to get someone of his caliber. He's a great player inside. He's 7 foot, so he's very, very tall, 240 pounds. He does need a little bit work on defense, but I think offensively he's there. Rebounds wise, he can definitely get the boards, so he's good in all aspects of that. So when it comes to getting these 2 players, I think that would be a perfect fit. Now Golden State Warriors have signed some pretty good players this season with JaMychal Green. They've also kept Kevon Looney. James Wiseman's coming back, so they do have a lot of big men, but I think adding these people or adding these players will actually add a lot to the depth of the team and really make them 10 deep, where they can really go all the way and win another NBA championship. So I think their play style also does fit very well into what Golden State Warriors have. They're both great shooters. They both play some pretty solid defense, and I don't see them, being that type of player that wants to be the NBA superstar. They're fine accepting their role and doing what's best in order to win a championship. So trade idea number 3 isn't actually a trade, but this is probably a decision that I think Golden State Warriors may take, but to not sign Draymond Green to a contract extension and find another superstar in free agency next year. So this is honestly huge, and I think this will honestly play a huge part. If you don't know already, the free agency for next year is actually very, very strong. Okay, there's a lot of great players. Next season's free agency I think will be massive. Some players to mention: LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Chris Middleton, James Harden, Kyrie. We got Kristaps Porzingis, Kevin Love, Wiggins will also be there, Al Horford, Vucevic, all these big players, guys, and I can keep going on and on. Miles Turner, Jeremy Grant, so there's a lot of big men. So I think another idea that the Golden State Warriors may look at, and where I think they are going, is not signing Draymond Green to a contract extension. Let his contract actually play all the way out, and then after that, they'll actually look to actually get someone in that free agency to fill his spot. They could also buy him out or trade him for someone that maybe is having an expiring contract as well, so at least they have that free cap space. And I do see this as a very viable option, and Golden State Warriors have been mentioned to be actually doing something like this when it comes to the front office, because guys, next season's off season, when it comes to the free agents that are available, it is honestly a really big pool of players, and they can definitely grab not only just great players but also young high potential players as well. So I think that's fantastic to see. You know, I've heard rumors where some of these players will definitely look to get a pay cut in order to play for someone like Golden State Warriors. You know, some of the older sort of NBA players would love to accept an actual smaller role in order to actually win their first NBA championship. So I think that's honestly a smart idea for Golden State Warriors to actually pull this off. It probably would be the best chance of them actually winning another title to get another superstar on their hands in that next offseason. Trade idea number 4 is trading Draymond Green and James Wiseman for Anthony Davis from the Los Angeles Lakers. So this is honestly going to be a huge blockbuster trade if this does happen. Now, I do gotta admit, it is a little bit on the 50-50 side, because they are going to be giving up a great player such as James Wiseman. I heard maybe even a couple of first round picks would need to be on offer to trade for someone like Anthony Davis. But the reason why some teams would actually trade for Anthony Davis right now is because AD is actually very injury prone at the moment. So his stock value or his player value has actually gone down a lot. So you can definitely get him for much cheaper. And once you get him back into rhythm, 100% healthy, he would be an absolute beast again. I think this could probably be the biggest steal of this whole, trade ideas that I have. You know, out of all the rumors I have heard here and there when it comes to John Collins, other players, Ivica Zubac, I do think Anthony Davis is definitely the best player that they can get that will actually fit their system. You know, I think, it fills in that power forward position. You know, Draymond is definitely playing power forward right now. AD plays that power forward center position. So it'd fill in that spot and then also fill it with a really good player. So I think this is honestly going to be huge if this does actually happen. I think with what is going on with Los Angeles Lakers, they're looking to really amp things up and make a difference to their squad. I heard Russell Westbrook is definitely going to be maybe leaving very soon. And then once he leaves, I do see Anthony Davis walking out as well. And I think, LeBron, or as I like to call him, Le GM, will definitely try to make that happen and find his way in order to replace these players. Draymond and LeBron, they definitely have respect for each other. I think LeBron has made it known that he would love to play for someone like Draymond. So I think that would be a good idea where both teams would be interested in who they get back. So AD actually in the 2021-2022 season only played 40 games, but still averaged 23 points, 9.9 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. So he's still a great player, and a lot of people really do sleep on that. I think AD can still be a fantastic player if he gets his injuries under control. It doesn't take too long, a couple of rehab sessions, and he should be sweet to go. But obviously, I think, Los Angeles Lakers do need someone new, and they could see that in Draymond Green, and Golden State Warriors could get a great player who's very cheap right now due to his injury in Anthony Davis. You got to remember, AD is 6'10", 253 pounds. If they have him at power forward position and run Kevon Looney at center, I'm telling you right now, the Golden State Warriors are going to win like another 6 NBA championships. Okay, but on the real, I think honestly a fantastic idea, and I think out of all the trade ideas that are here and present in this video, this is definitely one that I like the most. So trade idea number 5, none of you may not actually like this trade, but I'm going to say it anyway. It was actually released on a lot of ESPN articles, but that is a 3-way trade where Kevin Durant would go to Portland Trail Blazers, Draymond Green would go to the Brooklyn Nets, and Ben Simmons would go to the Golden State Warriors. So this is a very, very interesting trade offer. Getting someone like Ben Simmons, we've seen how he's like over the past few years. I'm not a fan of it, guys. I'm telling you right now, I'm not a fan of this trade, but I did have to present this to you because it was all over ESPN. I don't think the Ben Simmons would fit with Golden State Warriors, and I feel like no team really wants Ben Simmons, who's been sitting on the bench pretty much all season. Now, I obviously don't want to just go through stats because Ben Simmons didn't really have any stats this year, but Ben Simmons isn't really a great player. I don't really see him actually evolving. He could definitely learn how to shoot with Steph and Klay there in his team, but whether Ben Simmons' mentality is going to be to win at all costs, that is something we would have to see. But that would get rid of Draymond Green's contract, and Ben Simmons, I don't really know what they would do with that, whether they would trade him, keep him, or send him off to free agency this season after. So this was honestly an interesting trade, and it does benefit all teams when it comes to Kevin Durant wanting to leave, Draymond wanting to leave, and also Ben Simmons wanting to leave. But when it comes to does it actually benefit the Golden State Warriors, I don't really see this as a good idea for them. So guys, obviously, as you all know, it is still up in the air whether Draymond Green is actually going to leave or not, but it does seem that the Golden State Warriors aren't really interested in offering him the max contract. I think they're going to offer him a contract extension, but definitely not a max, especially at his old age. I think Warriors are just looking at, the long-term picture that, as he's getting older, they don't want to be paying him 30, 40, 50 million for a 36, 37-year-old player. And I think that do understand where they're coming from and why they decide not to give him the full contract extension. But I do want to hear your comments on what you think about all this. Now, when I meant by the Golden State Warriors dynasty is over, I mean that Steph, Klay, Draymond, those three have been together this whole time, and they've won so many championships together, have gone through ups and downs and stayed together throughout it all. And it would be really sad to see, one of them leave, and that being Draymond Green. I think Steph and Klay will definitely probably finish off their careers there. Draymond, however, I still think he has a lot of fire to give, and that's why he's looking to actually get paid. Steph and Klay have always gotten paid. I feel like Draymond Green, it's time for him to, get his paper that he wants. So I do respect where he's going with that. But let me know down in the comments what you think, guys. Do you think they should keep Draymond? Do you think the trade ideas are good? So let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, guys, I'll see you soon. Peace.